Hey everyone, Jeri Bellini here. Welcome to episode 15 of Texture Tags on Tuesday. And I saw this on probably Pinterest because I go on there at night before I go to sleep. I just love looking at the different creative things, and then I dream of them, and it's wonderful. So this is nothing new. It's couching, and it's nothing new. It's just that it caught my eye because the artist, whoever made it, there was no name or anything on it, used various fibers. They used yarn and some cloth and different kinds of string and all kinds of stuff, and that made it textural. Now, I love this color. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this or not. We're going to need embroidery floss also, so I have a whole bin of it next to me. And these are just various things that I picked out of my scrap basket. Now let me talk about this first. The piece of cloth that you want to use is something that is not super dense, so it's easy to get your needle in. So it's like canvas or drop cloth or something. It's what it feels like. And I just put it in this hoop, and then I went around and pulled the cloth to make sure that everything was nice and tight in there. So I think that's going to be helpful. If you don't have a hoop or you don't want to use a hoop, you can try it without a hoop. But I have a feeling that, and I haven't tried this yet, I have a feeling it's going to work best with a hoop. So I drew an outline of my tag on this piece of canvas, and then I put the canvas in a hoop, and I'm just going to lay some stuff down. Oh, and you need a needle, a needle, and this is one of my Bowen needles, number 3. Okay, so I'm just going to lay some stuff down. You're going to get an idea of what I'm talking about. And because I like this canvas, I'm not going to worry about putting everything like tight together. I kind of want to see the canvas, so I'm just going to lay it down just for you to get an idea of what I'm talking about first. So I'm going to use cloth, and I'm not going to try to lay it down flat. I'm just going to let it happen when I stitch it on. Let me put these back on here. I want to see if I like the color of the thread first. This is rather bright. Yeah, I think it's too bright. I'll be right back. I'm going to get another thread. Okay, I really like this one much better. It's a little more soothing. Look, this one is like screaming. Which is great. That brighter one is great if you're going to use bright cloth. And you know, it's so interesting. I'm going to leave 6 strands here, and I'm just going to pull some off. It's so interesting. I love bright colors, and I will use them a lot. You've seen some of my videos. I use bright colors. I feel like I gravitate towards the this color palette. I think it soothes me. It does soothe me. I don't think. It does soothe me. And I think that's why I gravitate towards it. So I'm just going to put a knot at the end. And now I know that that's going to look nice. I'm going to go for it. So I'm just going to start stitching. And actually, I think I'm going to just pick this brown piece of cloth up first. So I want to just show you that I'm not going to fuss with the cloth when I use cloth. I'm just going to stick it down there and couch over it. Now this is a really simple exercise here, and you know, maybe you're hanging out with me just to kind of hang out with me for a little bit, and that's wonderful. But I feel you probably already know how to couch. I feel that this is kind of like slow stitching and very meditative, because there's no real deep thought involved here with this. You're just going to stitch along, and I'm not going to try to make these evenly spaced or anything. It's almost like I'm doing a slow stitch running stitch. And I like things when they get a little crooked. Now, there's a couple ways of couching. You can go, okay, so I just went down here. So you can move over, right? And then go down on this side. And now the next time you would come up, you would go here on the same side. So you're going over and then over and over and then over. Or you can just keep going around and around and around. That uses more thread, which, you know, embroidery floss is pretty inexpensive. But if you want to be mindful of the amount of thread you use, then this might be a better method for you. And then see, it makes these little tracks underneath your work. So I am going to relax, and I don't want this to be even. So if you are a recycler with your clothing, and you take your clothing, you go to the thrift store and you take your clothing apart. I don't happen to have any right here that I could show you, but I rip the seams, and I keep the seams of all my shirts, and I know it's crazy. I have bags and bags of stuff. Now, why did I pick this up? Because it reminded me of a seam. Yeah, it's a piece of yarn. It's from one of my art yarn bundles. I still have some left. So it's just anything that you can find that will give your piece texture. So here's some of the art yarn bundle. You can see some of the yarn is fluffy. I found this piece of cloth twine when I was cleaning out the closet. It might be a little too thick unless I can find something else that's just as bulky. So if you want to put something interesting and bulky in your piece, go ahead, but definitely you want to put more than one in there. Otherwise your eye's going to go right to it. So I have this bucket that I found in the closet. I'm going to look through here and see if I can see anything interesting. I do see some bias tape. I might use some of that because it'll be a little shiny. Oh, this is awesome. So this is vintage trim. I'm going to use some of that. So then I can use that. You see how it just balanced it out? Let me see if there's anything else in here before I hang up. So yeah, this is a piece of, I don't even know what, but you see what I'm saying? This is like, I don't even know what this is. It looks like a piece of silk or satin or something, cloth. Oh, look, it's got a hem on it. It's, I don't even know where it came from. It's a piece of something. Look, it was stitched. I'm going to use it on here because I love that color. So you get what I'm saying, right? Oh, I do have a few pieces of vintage cloth in here. Look at this. All right. So I'm going to stitch, and I think I'm still happy with this, this gold color. Okay. So I'm just going to, let's move this out of the way. I think I might dip this in some tea to quiet it down a little bit, or coffee while I'm doing this. So I'm going to leave the edges ratty, and I think what I'm going to do for the next one, because I don't want to rip this out of my stitches already. And now I'm just going to keep going, and I'm just going to keep adding some of this. I think I'm going to put some of this down here. I like it. So I'm going to pre-cut it or rip it. And it is going a little wider than my tag, but that's okay. All right, I'm going to do some stitching and I'll come back. And so we're keeping it simple this week, guys. Okay. And before I hang up, yeah, keep saying that, Jeri. Before I hang up, I wanted to tell you that last night, I got out my Jennifer Clouston book that I told you about in my video, my house tour video. And I don't want these to be even, and I don't want them to be straight either. And I cut out the templates for the Crazy Quilt hexagons that I've been wanting to make. Oh, I've been wanting to make that for weeks. And so I'm going to work on that when I'm finished with this. Okay. All right. I'll be back about midway just to show you my progress, and then we'll see where we're going to go from there. I probably will. Am I going to change color thread? I don't know. Don't overthink it, Jeri. Just enjoy the process. All right. I wanted to come on just to show you my progress. I'm about halfway, and just tell you a few little things about what I'm doing. Very relaxing. I did want to tell you two things. One is I am knotting at the end of each row, and that really does anchor the edges, because you see I didn't fold them under or anything. I really like them this way. And the other thing that I wanted to share with you is when you cut your piece, like, so you have to cut it. So, you know, this is way too long, so I have to cut it. So the best way to cut something to get like not a straight edge is to like twist it up and then cut it, because it gives you like an interesting end instead of a straight end, and it looks like it was torn if you can't tear it. So I'm going to put the next strip in, but I just was rooting through this little bucket. So this bucket is just stuff that I find when I'm cleaning out whatever, and I just throw stuff in here. This I'm going to save for my embroidery work, my crazy quilt project. These are sequins. These are very old sequins, and I was so happy to find them here. So, you know, everybody should have like a bucket of this kind of thing. It's just random little pieces of junk. Anyway, I found, and zipper parts. I mean, a zipper would look great in here. Look. So this is funny. This is just a little ribbon I cut off a chair pad, and I didn't want to throw it out. So this would be nice in here because it's the right color. So I might put that in there. And look at the zipper. How fun that would be. A piece of zipper. But I did want to show you. I had this. I collect these old tape measures. I find them at the flea market. And I cut them up, and I used to use them in my journaling a lot, but how fun would that be to put, especially since it's the right color, to put one of these in there, right? Okay, so just kind of use your imagination. All right, I had to go out and go to the trash, so it's cold here today. You really needed to know this. But I put my winter coat on because it's damp and whatever. And I haven't worn it since like last year. Oh, it's full of dust. I can't stop sneezing now. Yikes. Anyway, all right, back to my stitching. I'm going to go up to about here, and then I'll stop. But I just think this is just gorgeous. All right. Simple but elegant, or wonderful, or whatever word you want to use. Fill in the blank. Okay, I really love the way it came out, and I glue sticked it onto the tag, and we'll just turn it over. This particular tag still had some string in it, so I'm just going to leave it there. But I really do love it. I'll put some close-up photos in the video at the end. So I'm calling this slow couching, like slow stitching, but couching, because it was very relaxing, and I used random bits of trim, zippers, measuring tapes. You could use, I'm writing things down that we potentially talked about and could use. Strips of wool, cotton strips, matte and shiny is nice to have a mixture of that, because that also gives it texture. And I used 6 strands of embroidery floss. I used canvas for the background, and vary the colors of your thread. I did. And uses, backgrounds, scrolls, journal covers, and I'm sure there's more uses for this. I'll just have to think about it a little bit more, and then I'll write it on the tag. There's still plenty of room. I just love the edges being like that. I think it all adds to the texture of the tag. Thank you for joining me to create this tag, or to just watch the video. If I inspired you to do something else, that's great too. And just remember to keep moving, just play, no rules. And if you can find something to be grateful for every day, that would be a bonus. You know, I'm always grateful for you. I'm very grateful that my tiny house is, I'm not going to say neat and tidy, because it's not neat and tidy anymore, but it's organized. And I have my creative mess is all around me, and there's some dinner cooking in the oven, and the house is warm, and I am very, very blessed and very grateful. So I will see you again real soon. I'm going to turn the camera on more frequently for just random things that I'm doing and share my life with you down here at the beach. And I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, I'll see you again real soon. Bye for now.